Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into a fascinating and critical topic in the world of AI security, Trojan model attacks. Also known as trigger attacks, and we'll explain what they are doing, how they work, and give you an example to illustrate the concept. Plus, we'll discuss how these attacks can affect deployed models. Let's get started. So what exactly is a Trojan model attack? In simple terms, it is when an attacker embeds a hidden malicious behavior into an AI model. This malicious behavior remains dormant until triggered by a specific input, just like the famous Trojan horse from the Greek mythology. Now, let's break down how this attack works. First, an attacker needs access to the training process of the AI model. They introduce a Trojan trigger during training. This could be a specific pattern, an image, piece of data, a lot of different ways possible. The model learns to associate this trigger with a specific behavior, like misclassifying data, giving incorrect output, or even starting a program. But here's the tricky part. During normal operation, the model performs just fine, so the hidden threat remains undetected. Let's take a look at a more tricky example. A company uses facial recognition to authenticate users on its internal communication system. An attacker wants to install a Trojan on the CISO's laptop, but only on this single device. No other should be affected. After this, all evidence must be removed. The attacker places a trigger that installs a dropper, for example, a program that downloads a malware fragment. The trigger is activated when the CISO logs onto the system, for example, during a video conference. Then the dropper is downloaded to the target device and activated. The CISO's laptop is bugged. That's a simple form of an attack, which IBM demonstrated many years ago at the Black Hat US. IBM attack was much more complex. It used an AI-activated Trojan called Deep Blocker, more or less a weaponized AI. Now, you might be wondering, does this only affect models in development? Unfortunately, no. Deployed models are also at risk. An attacker can create and distribute a Trojan embedded model or compromise an update to an already deployed model to introduce malicious behavior. The steps are slightly different and more complex, but let's start with the traditional attack to gain access to the system. There are many ways. For example, insider threat. An attacker with insider access to the AI model's training environment or update pipeline. Supply chain attack, compromising third-party libraries or software dependencies used during the model development or deployment. Very common. Next is the training data and the manipulation. The attacker embeds this trigger within the training data, associating it with a specific behavior. And then he has to train the model. The attacker trains the model with a manipulated dataset. The model learns to associate the trigger with the malicious behavior while performing normally with regular inputs. The Trojan embedded model is deployed to the target environment, either by replacing the original model or through an update. This means that even systems in active use need continuous monitoring and security checks to detect any unusual activity that might indicate a Trojan attack or a different attack. Yeah? There's lots of options. So, how can we defend against Trojan model attacks? Here are a few strategies. So, for example, rigorous model evaluation. Regularly test the model with various inputs to detect abnormal behavior. This is a best practice you should do with every model. Secure training and update process. Actually, I don't have to mention this. Ensure that both the training data and the update mechanisms are secure and trustworthy. There's no discussion about this. Adversarial training. Yes, it's a bit more work, but incorporate techniques to make the model robust against potential attacks. Check data integrity. Ensure the integrity of the training data and monitor for any anomaly. This is also something which is part of the development process. Secure training environment. Restrict access to the model's training and deployment pipelines. And regular audit and test the model for unusual behavior with a variety of inputs. Finally, monitor updates and changes to the deployed model by any suspicious activity. By following these steps, we can significantly reduce the risk of Trojan model attacks and ensure the integrity of our AI systems. That's a wrap on our deep dive into Trojan model attacks. Remember, understanding these threats is the first step to defending against them. Always prioritize security and safety practices in your AI project. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumb up and subscribe for more insights into AI security. Have any questions or topics you want us to cover? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching and stay secure out there.